I've been investing a lot of my time on doing research, watching videos on what a typical certified financial planner gives as advice. And there's a lot of great videos that you can definitely invest your time in watching on YouTube. You just have to look it up. But one of the things is that they assume that people know everything they're talking about, okay? So when I throw out words like RRSP and CPP and OAS and TFSA and mutual funds and stocks and bonds and all of these words out there, I feel like I'm almost doing a disservice of not really explaining how they work, because I feel like if you understood even something as basic as your pension, if you actually understood how pensions worked, I would almost venture to say that your eyes would be bug-eyed open and you'd learn something. You'd actually learn something, because I think a lot of us take for granted that everyone knows what a basic pension is. Everyone knows what a mortgage is and how they work. Everyone knows what CPP is. Do you actually know how CPP came to play? Or do you know how the pensions actually work and what it actually is? Did you know that there are two different types of pensions that your company could have you in? Do you know that not every company has a pension for their employees? So for you to assume that you have a pension it's an assumption, it's not a fact. Did you know that RSPs through your company is not the same as a pension? And that's the thing. These are the questions that people don't necessarily ask because they assume they know. And I'm not saying you don't know. And maybe you're thinking I'm out to lunch because I'm talking about these very basic things that everyone should know. But I'll tell you this. Being in the financial industry for over 25 years, I can almost say with 100% of my clients, not every client knew exactly what I was talking about. So it took me really to dig down to understand them first before I went on and talked about what I felt they needed, okay? And I think it's backwards. I think it's backwards with most financial advisors that they assume that their clients know what they're talking about. They assume their clients know what they're asking about without even asking any follow-up questions, that it's so easy for them to just go ahead and sell, right? Oh yeah, you need this, right? But maybe that's not what the client was actually asking. Maybe the client really just doesn't know how to verbalize the question they're asking. So instead, they just say, I need some financial advice. Okay, so what's bothering you? I don't know. I keep paying my money onto this debt and it doesn't feel like it's going down. So what does maybe a banker would do? Oh, why don't we wrap that up into something that's going to be less in interest, right? And you'll be paying less in interest. And then you'll see it coming down. Well, that really didn't take care of what caused the problem in the first place, okay? And a lot of the problem in that example has a lot to do with overspending, right? Like people wouldn't have credit card debt if they actually understood what they were earning. We overspend when we earn less than what we spend, okay? But that's just human nature. That's me. That's you, I'm sure. At the end of the day, when we look and empathize with the clients that we sit in front of, we have to think about ourselves as well, don't we? How you look at a client and how you help them is a direct reflection on what you know yourself. Okay, let me say that again. How you help a client as an advisor, how you position things to them, is a direct reflection on the knowledge you have yourself for your own finances, for finances in general. So if you're the kind of person who's just selling something, it's because that's all you know. Does that make sense? So if you feel like everybody's problem can be solved with a product at the bank, it's because that's all you know. That's all you know. So the more questions you ask your client is going to open up different answers. But it's just a matter of, have you asked those questions of yourself? Because if you start to ask these questions of yourself, let's say that you work in a bank and you feel like you need more money. Most people who want more money is probably because they don't have a lot of money. They mismanage their money at the same time. Okay, and I know this firsthand. I've had to reflect on myself, my own financial spending habits, to realize that I'm the one that got myself into this. Why? How did I do this? What was my thinking? But it took me to reflect on myself before I realized I'm putting all of this belief and my value system about money onto other people. Feeling like one solution could be applied to everybody who has financial problems. And we know that's not the case, right? It's about getting to know who your client is and asking the right questions. So I realized I went off on a tangent, but I wanted really to understand or make you understand that you need to ask the right questions to really get the right answers to provide the right solutions. Anyways, I hope you got value from that. Got you all. Bye-bye.